Watch the entirety of this video before making a conclusion. There's currently a lot of people talking about GTA 6. I mean, it's going to be the biggest entertainment product in history, and by proxy, there's a lot of frustration from the community with Rockstar for not releasing regular information. And a byproduct of that is that there's a lot of frustration being directed towards anyone that's deemed to be in an authoritative position, whether that's YouTubers, insiders, or people commenting about GTA 6 news, or should we say, lack thereof. The best part of the internet is that anyone can use it. And that's also the worst part about it. I wanted to make this video to give you an insight into my processes of making a video, who I am, and well, what the hell do I know? The GTA 6 space is full of a lot of bad actors, and it's divided up into 4 sections. 1. Intentionally misleading content to get clicks. 2. Speculation disguised as fact. 3. Speculation and news based off the information we have. And 4. Official Rockstar news. Now, I firmly believe that I fall into category number 3, and of course I also report on number 4. Now, I'm fortunate to have an incredible community here on YouTube. You guys are absolutely amazing, but I've noticed that whenever one of my videos performs well and it reaches new people that don't know me, my background, or my ethics, this leads to comments comparing me to Mr. Boss for the Win, a YouTuber in which I've been very critical of in the past. In the past year of me being on YouTube, whenever I've asked people to explain how I'm the same in any respect to Mr. Boss for the Win, I've either not had a reply or had a reply that just says something like clickbaiter, liar, usually spelt wrong, and this is something that I don't really understand. I think it's because my thumbnails and titles are endearing, but they're not misleading. Now, the reason why I take so much personal offense to being compared to Mr. Boss for the Win is because it's not just about thumbnails and titles. You know, some people make the comparison to Mr. Boss for the Win because simply I talk about GTA 6, but there is more to that comparison, and it's quite a detrimental comparison as well. Like Mr. Boss for the Win, obviously there's the misleading titles and thumbnails, there's dragging every single video to 8 minutes, talking slowly to make sure the video reaches that 8-minute mark, then there's promoting companies that have been linked to call center scams. Then of course we had the Mr. Boss for the Win fanboys, and yes, they do exist. I'm as surprised as anyone else. They're saying that I'm jealous because I wish I could get sponsored by that company. Well, they did try to sponsor me, and I'm not going to show the offer they made, but it was a lot of money and I said no. So using the whole I'm jealous argument is completely null and void. Also, in regards to the whole jealousy thing, I get similar views per video than he does. The difference being I've got 16,000 subs and he's got over 3 million. Jealousy does not come into this in the slightest. If I have 3 million subscribers and I can only pull in 10k views on a video, I'm doing something wrong. Then there's messaging people trying to find out the addresses of other people to dox them. There's then threatening other creators. There's then the whole raging at the entire community thing. Like, that comparison for someone that puts their blood, sweat and tears, and literally on this channel, if you've been watching for a year, there has been a lot of sweat and tears. Making that comparison between someone like me and someone that's like intentionally exploitative towards the community sucks. And that's the reason why I'm making this video. And I think fundamentally, if I can get views on this video or this video, I'd get 10 times the amount of views if I titled it something misleading. But I still choose not to. A prime example of this is a recent video I did. News articles were all reporting that GTA 6 Trailer 2 is coming next week. I had 15 messages on Instagram with you guys asking me to comment on it, as well as a number of messages on Discord and of course some comments in the comment section. So I made a video titled, "Is GTA 6 coming next week?" So for the hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions of people, that had seen all of these news articles circulating from mainstream media, they would be able to see my video, click my video and see an explanation of who is saying it, what it means, and why these articles are saying this, and how does this line up with my views and the predicted timeline for GTA 6. The who, what, why and how is how I approach all of my videos, as these are the basic fundamentals of context, which is such an important part of storytelling in general. These are the foundations of all knowledge. But this begs the question, what on earth do I know? Why does what I say matter? And well, that's really up for you to decide, but I'll give you the basics. So So I studied audio engineering in college 10 years ago, and at the same time I was learning to edit videos for a few small YouTubers. As those YouTubers got bigger and hit hundreds of thousands of subscribers and millions of subscribers, I began editing for even bigger YouTubers. At this time I started my own video marketing agency, predominantly working with digital products, which is games, apps, etc. The focus was working on building a solid foundation for games developers to do a 6-month plan ahead of game releases. From this, I got some work in the industry, creating social media content for some big releases, meanwhile editing for YouTubers in the evenings. Alongside this, I've worked for companies under the Take-Two Interactive umbrella, and from this I've made some friends at Rockstar, some of which I've interviewed on the channel, and those friendships are founded on mutual respect. I don't ask about GTA 6, because putting their job in jeopardy is not worth any amount of views or clicks any of my videos could ever get. The basic foundation of integrity. However, naturally, I know how this industry works because I've worked within it. And yes, Rockstar are very different from many other games developers, but the core fundamentals are there. The next part of the GTA 6 YouTuber paradox is that a lot of my videos have been put into question by mainstream media. So someone will send me an article that's written by mainstream media that is just a complete load of waffle. It's like the worst clickbait possible. It's nothing to do with anything based in fact around GTA 6, and people will argue my video is irrelevant because of this article, and for some reason it's given more validity, it's more verifiable because it's from a mainstream media outlet like the Daily Express or something. The thing is, it's not 1950. You don't need to be an experienced journalist to work for some of these mainstream media outlets. I've had a few mainstream media outlets that have contacted me asking me to write for them just because they've seen my videos. I know 2 people that work day jobs in a convenience store, and in the evening they write articles for online magazines. Mainstream newspapers don't make as much money as they used to do, and now they are changing the barrier to entry to become writers for them, and therefore each of these writers barely get paid a penny for writing these articles. You don't need any prior experience to work for a lot of these mainstream media outlets, and 9 times out of 10, majority of the people that are writing these articles have no interest or no knowledge about the fields they're writing in. They're just paid a revenue share on the views that land on that page. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, but it is the most egregious form of clickbait out of all of them. So why GTA 6 content? Why do I make this content? Well, over the past 10 years I've had a lot of interest, but my biggest one has been gaming, and in particular Grand Theft Auto. I've lived my whole life playing every single Grand Theft Auto game. I mean, GTA 5 is older than a lot of the people that watch my videos. So what is my channel and what is the point? I make videos on stuff I'm interested in. I've spoken about Inzoi, Mafia, Call of Duty, and of course a lot of content on GTA 6. And in the future I'll be pivoting my content towards other games also, but I've been under fire for not making videos on other games. Literally the day after I make a video on another game. The algorithm sometimes doesn't push those videos to you guys, as YouTube knows I'm a GTA 6 channel. Plus, if I post 5 videos about another game, firstly I wouldn't do that because it doesn't interest me, but if I did, that would prevent future videos for my next 3 or 4 or 5 uploads from being seen by pretty much anyone, because YouTube deems that my recent content is irrelevant. YouTube does work against us. But all of this is fine because I'm not planning on posting 20 videos about another game anytime soon, unless it's something like Mafia 4, the old country. The core values on my channel are to inform, entertain, and make videos and stuff I'm interested in. It's free. If you like my content, you can watch. If you don't, that's absolutely fine. But spamming clickbaiter on 100 videos consecutively says more about you than it does about me. My job is to create endearing titles and thumbnails to substantiate the content I'm making. However, there is a stark difference between endearing thumbnails and titles and misleading thumbnails and titles that don't represent the content of the video. Which leads me to the next part of the video, which is the requests. The problem I have is people ask me to make videos on games that I'm just not interested in. Games that will get really good views, such as Baldur's Gate 3, but I'm not interested in these games, despite what money could be made from that content. But as soon as I do videos on a game that gets views that isn't someone's favourite game, apparently I only care about the money. So which is it? Now this leads me on to my ethics. Do I care about money? Yes, of course I do. It's a factor for every professional YouTuber's approach. And if I'm gonna spend 100 hours on a video, writing, researching, recording, and editing, I'd like to make more than $10 on it, which is approximately what you would make from a 4,000 to 5,000 view video. However, if I really want to make that video, it's probably the case that the money side of it just doesn't matter and I'll make the video anyway, because the actual enjoyment and the gratification of making that piece of content is more valuable than the $20, $30, $40, $50, $60 that could be made from that video. Unless it's Baldur's Gate 3, I'm not doing content on that, I'm sorry. When I've received comments accusing me of only doing it for the money, I like to point out my second channel, which doesn't even have ads on it, which is just where I post videos and stuff I'm interested in. A lot of people go quiet when I mention that one. So money is a factor, and how much of a factor depends purely on the video itself. But running this channel is expensive. If you watched my office tour, I think my setup came to around $20,000. And since then, I've added another $5,000 of stuff to the setup. There's the PS5 Pro, there's a new monitor, there's a new camera lens, there's a new lighting setup. The lighting setup alone was over $1,000. So this stuff's expensive. To this day, I've not made a profit from YouTube because everything goes back into it. Whether it's brand deals, whether it's ads, it all goes back into the channel. I pay my rent by occasionally taking on consulting jobs for other YouTubers or organising some brand deals for other YouTubers. That's the stuff that pays my rent. The same people that complain about sponsors on videos and me making videos about a game that isn't out yet are the same people that want me to do mod videos on a gaming PC or want me to review the PS5 Pro. Growing this channel costs money, which is why I moved out of a huge house into a small apartment, which is why I listed my car for sale, to give me headroom to grow the channel. So far, every single penny this channel has made has gone back into the channel because I do care about its growth, the longevity of the channel ongoing, but also we've built a community. Like, we have the Discord, which is full of engaging conversations about different topics in the GTA space. We have the members on this channel, which are always bringing me insightful new knowledge on different things in the industry. Then of course there's the social media where you guys would just message me and provoke a conversation about something that I didn't even think about. I've had quite a few video ideas that have stemmed from the basis of someone asking a question about something I didn't consider. Knowing how powerful we've become as a small community and how much you all genuinely care about GTA 6 and the gaming community going forward, this isn't just a YouTube channel to me now. I've become responsible for a community of people, which is great. And it's an amazing community of people, but it's also in my best interest to make sure that we keep going, that we keep growing, and we build something special over the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever it might be. I've taken everything I've learned from working in the gaming space and working with other channels to try and make this the best thing that I've ever done for a community or for other people and for myself. There's a difference between not sleeping for 3 days because I'm editing for someone else versus not sleeping for 3 days because I'm doing something I am so in love with doing. No matter how hard this stuff becomes, I love it. And the next time someone tries to question my integrity or why I do what I do, that's what this video is for, so I can send them a link. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Obviously this video isn't focused on GTA 6, but it is a video that I definitely needed to make because my channel's growing faster than I thought it would, and my videos are being seen outside of the community. So I have a responsibility to make sure people see this. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all of the support. And if you do have any questions about this video, please just pop them in the comments down below. I'm more than happy to have a conversation and a chat. And if you don't want to put it in the comments, feel free to message me on any of my social media. I don't always reply, but I try to reply to every message I get. It's difficult. There's a lot of you. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.
I'm just looking for a cheap thrill, put it on my neck. I keep doing this dance with death.